Hello, everyone. My name is Nicole or Senpai or Simmer Senpai. Whatever floats your boat, it's all the same. So, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing on this channel. I think it's going to be all over the place. I'm just going to pretty much play whatever I feel like playing, but I definitely think it's going to be more Sims related than anything. I do play other games like Cyberpunk. I don't know, I literally can't think of any of the games, of course. But either way, so I figured I would start off this channel the right way with The Sims, and it's with a speed build. I didn't really have a concept for this besides I wanted it to be a tiny home in the woods, I was thinking, so I picked Brindleton Bay to be the lot. I wanted it to be overgrown because I don't know, I think the overgrown look is really pretty. I know a lot of people don't like that look, but I do. Um, I had to skip or cut out quite a bit of footage, especially when it came to building the outside and placing windows and all that stuff. I had a really hard time figuring out the design or what I wanted it to actually look like. I probably spent a good 30 minutes just fixing the roof. The idea behind this build is that it is a one person or one sim starter home. So it is within the budget. I made sure of that, which kind of sucked because it definitely lacked in the decorations. That's the biggest thing that I love to do. I love, love, love clutter, but this doesn't have too much of it just because we had to save some money to get functional items. Um, there is room or possibility to move things around to make a bigger bedroom or to make another bedroom. The bathroom can definitely also have a bathtub in it. I made the bathroom a lot bigger than originally intended, but to go with the different look that I went with, it needed to be bigger, which you'll see later. The kitchen took me quite a bit of time. I also cut out that footage. I could not settle on what I wanted to do for the counters. You're gonna see me here start to struggle with placing the counters the right way. For some reason, the counters just wanted to, I guess, like automatically link to the corners. You can kind of see it. So I had to really mess around to make it all fit. I hate that there's a gap in between the counters and the appliances like the fridge and the stove. It really irritates me. So I try to make it all kind of squish in there. I mean, I know at least in every apartment and house that I've been in, I've never seen that big of a gap that they leave you in the game, anyways. I don't really know what to talk about during this time that you're just watching me build. I think this is gonna be the most difficult part to get used to. I can tell you a little bit more about myself since this is the first video. I have been playing The Sims since I was, I think 12, and I'm 26 right now. So I did start off originally with The Sims 1. I think my mom bought it for me on my 12th birthday. I freaking loved it immediately. I was hooked. I switched over to The Sims 2, of course, and I did play The Sims 3. The Sims 3 is pretty much when everything just took off from there. I was obsessed. I had a Tumblr account. I posted stories. I did pictures. All of my Sims had background stories, and I was really, really into it. I used to make custom content back in the day. I would make like tattoos, poses, posters, shirts, clothes, all that good stuff. I even tried to make hair once. I failed miserably because I could just not understand how to use Blender. But I did eventually get tired of doing stuff like that. I think it was more of just a busy lifestyle and I guess outgrowing it. Eventually, The Sims 4 came out, and I moved on to The Sims 4 almost immediately. I remember all the hype when it came out. I definitely wasn't a fan of the clayified hair. I was more of an alpha person, but it grew on me, and that's actually what I prefer. I do use CC, just not too much, and I won't use CC in my build just to keep it user friendly for everybody. I might try my hand at making a speed build using only base game items. That way everybody can use it. I definitely use a lot of, I think is what, Tiny Living and the new pack that just came out, right? I don't remember the name. I'm sorry, I'm blanking. But I pretty much use whatever I can to make this work and to look pretty. I also got this idea for the bathroom from a YouTuber called Simstopia. They do a lot of interesting and different types of builds, and it adds so much personality to your builds. Yeah, it just makes it look different and pretty. And they use a lot of base game items, so you don't necessarily have to even own all the packs. You can do a lot of these creative ideas without them. And they have a lot of better ones, not just this one. I just wanted to do something different with the bathroom because I think the bathroom always tends to be the most boring. I mean, a bathroom is a bathroom. You can't really be that creative with it. I've definitely never went to somebody's house and thought, wow, this bathroom is so pretty. Wait, you know what? That's a lie. One time I went to Wegmans, and if you don't know what Wegmans is, it's a store that has healthy options, alternatives, a lot of organic and vegan stuff that's cheaper than Whole Foods. And I went into their bathroom and I could not stop just staring at everything. Their bathroom design was just flawless. It was so clean. It was so environmentally friendly. It was just such a pretty bathroom. Weird story, random story, but I just wanted to tell you it has happened. Okay, that's the only time it's happened that I've said wow. Also, something to note for this bedroom that you just saw me do, I had to go in game to play test this quite a bit, and it just wouldn't work, and I could not figure out what it was. And then I slapped myself on my forehead, not literally, but I was so dumb because the platform was too high, and the sim can't walk up those steps to fit there because it's too close to the ceiling. I don't know why it took me such a long time to realize that, but I eventually, it's just gonna cut to a single bed. I lower the platform, I put a single bed in there instead to make a little bit more space to have some functional items or skill items at least. But again, I don't know why I didn't realize this. So I ended up redoing all of the windows and moving everything around, and all all for nothing, and I just couldn't be bothered to change it back once I do figure out that it's cuz the platform is too high. Also, side note, if you hear a baby crying, I'm sorry, can't really do anything about it. My daughter is currently sleeping because, this is the only time I can actually record, but she might wake up, and if she does, she's gonna cry and it's gonna be relatively loud. As well as possibly hearing my cats meow. Their meow is super deep and super loud. Don't know why, but it is. And whenever their food bowl is even just a little bit empty in the middle, they get pissed off and they're telling me to, hey, come and fill my bowl, which they genuinely don't need it because they're both really fat cats. So I skipped over me putting the shelves right there because I had a really hard time getting them to stick. So I ended up having to remove all of the walls and then place them and then put it all back. And then I had to use OMSP. It's the red shelf that you use to pretty much place anything anywhere. I used that to place everything, but even that was having a hard time because it would just stick automatically to the wall. So again, I had to redelete all the walls, place everything, and then put all the walls back. It was really, really frustrating, but it was done. So whatever. So it is a functional bookcase, and I'm gonna change out the ottoman eventually because I don't really like the color schemes that it had. I don't think that it fit very well. And that way your sim has a place to sit and to read. There's a place to sleep. There's a place to eat. There is room to eventually maybe put like I don't know, a chess table outside on the deck. I I'm pretty sure I didn't have enough money to put a chess table. I think that I put a laptop in the kitchen instead. I think that a laptop works. You get a computer, and I think that's pretty nice to have in a starter home, at least. Um, I end up changing the walls in here as well for I think the brick walls. I'm not sure. I think it's from City Living. I just think that it adds a little bit more personality to the room. Again, I really, really wish that I could have added more clutter, but I started to realize that I was running out of money at this point, so I had to be really picky about what I put in next. Okay, so I'm coming back here to the kitchen. As you can see, I'm struggling to pick a wallpaper as per usual. I never know how to decorate a kitchen. I don't think it's something that I've ever focused on ever in my life, but I've also only ever rented. I've never owned a home to be able to say, this is what I want my wallpaper to be. I've also never had to paint my walls because, again, I'm not going to fix that at the end of my lease. But eventually I do pick something, as well as I do end up changing the counters because they don't match the cabinets. For some reason, and I don't know why EA does this, but they don't match. Like the color schemes don't all match. The cabinets are an off-white color, and the off-white doesn't match these counters at all. You see, that just bothers me so much. And then I could have put the cabinets in a blue color to match the counters, but it's too much blue. It would have been way too much blue. So I just changed the color of the counters instead to match the cabinets because it was just easier at that point. So I didn't really decorate the kitchen as much as I would like to, but again, it was realizing that, hey, we don't have that much money left, so I really can't put that much more stuff down. I think the very few things that I do try to decorate with, I end up removing because I do forget to put a trash can, but I caught myself, just like I caught myself here, and I almost forgot to place the fire alarm. So, hey, you should be good. Your Sims shouldn't burn the house down or, burn themselves. This should be fine. But again, I remove the extra items here and I do add the bigger trash can outside, and then I will add a smaller trash can inside. I also thought these cute little posters in Debugs, the postcards that you get from, I think those are the ones you get from the hamster when he has his crazy little adventures. I thought that was just like a cute little addition. Plus, they were really cheap, so why not? Okay, so here I should be moving on to the outside. I wanted to go for overgrown, but not too much, if that makes sense. More wooded than pretty, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. You'll see here shortly. I wanted to focus more on trees than I did on flowers. I probably end up putting a crap ton of flowers anyways. It wouldn't surprise me. That's what I do with almost all of my builds. I'm sorry if you don't like it, just delete it. But they're all going to come into place. Again, I wanted to just make it look as wooded as possible. The idea is that you build your home in the middle of nowhere. You're maybe potentially going to be off the grid. You're going to just live off the land or whatever, which you could do a lot more with eco lifestyle. And I wanted to add something to the deck to make it look pretty, but again, I said this before, I couldn't afford anything. I was running out of money. I didn't know that the tables from Eco Lifestyle were so expensive. The ones that you find from the dumpsters, I think they're $140, but the chairs are $10. So I figured that the tables were going to be somewhat in that realm, but it really wasn't. So I just couldn't do it. Thankfully, this lounge chair was cheap enough that it works and there's something interesting there. So that's really all that matters. So I have no idea what else to talk about. I really don't. It's coming towards the end of the build. Oh, those are my absolute favorite flowers. I will use them in every single build, and I'm not sorry for it. Just delete them if you don't like them, but it's going to be used probably in every build. I tried to use a lot of like weeds, I guess you could say. I wish that there was more options. I think I eventually find better looking ones just to make everything look like it's wooded area or potentially overgrown or whatever. Just the theme that I was going for. I might have gone a little overboard, but I really love this look, so I'm not going to apologize for it. Just delete it again. If you don't like it, take it off. Here are the weeds that I was talking about that I should have used more of instead of using the bigger ones, but it's too late now. I'm definitely not going to go back into the build and change it. It's way too much work. I do remember to move the mailbox, which is good because a lot of the times I will leave the mailbox off to the side and it's just in a completely random spot. But here I am, thankfully remembering to add the trash cans, and I believe that this is pretty much the end of the build. I'm just going to add a little bit of terrain paint to the ground, and then that's it. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble. Hopefully I get better. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see, what I did bad, what I did good. Just let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. See you next time.